Hello and good evening to all our viewers. This is WION Wallet. I am Sumit Chaturvedi. Let's see what is making headlines in the world of business this evening. India's national carrier Air India has dropped a non-veg menu from its economy class travelers on its domestic flights. The National Stock Exchange of India was hit by a technical glitch today. The glitch affected trading in cash and future option segments. Reliance Jio Infocom, the telecom arm of Reliance Industries, has said it was probing details of an alleged data breach. The company added that prima facie, the data appears to be unauthenticated. And Seattle headquartered Amazon has infused Rs 340 crore in its Indian subsidiary Amazon Wholesale, which focuses on retailing to business entities. Straight to the top story, one of the top stock exchanges of India, National Stock Exchange, today was hit by a technical glitch. The glitch affected trading in cash and future and options segments, while reports say that individual stock prices failed to update on the system and investors were not able to place any orders. The glitch hit at around 10 a.m., but trading resumed in the afternoon. Finance Ministry, however, has sought a report from SEBI in the matter. While NSE was hit, it is a very unusual call. BSE, however, said that its operations were operating normal. Its operations were very, very normal. Well, that's what BSE said, that NSE was hit by a technical glitch that impacted, we can say that, overall operations of NSE. Well, NSE is National Stock Exchange, which was hit by BSE, however, was let's talk about this all with our market guest today, Mr. Mustafa Nadeem. Well, thanks for talking to us, Mr. Nadeem. Again, we would like to know who will bear the cost, or what has been decided on that?
See, as per the cost, there is no clarity, but yes, the exchange has told that all the pre-orders would be cancelled. So, as such, there is no much clarity on what transpired in the servers and what kind of breach it was. But many of the traders have hedged their position by opting a contra position in BSC so as to be secured from this glitch. So as of now, no much clarity is not there. But yes, things would come as soon as the day progresses.
Mr. Nadeem, what led to this kind of glitch? Have you, got any clarity, or any trading community got this clarity? What led to this glitch?
It's mostly because of the data backups were not correct, and they were unable to update the backups. When this glitch happened, the previous backup was not initiated. So this led to the prices not updating, and the spreads between the buy and sell got increased. So it's majorly the failure of backup servers.
Also, Mr. Nadeem, I would like to ask you, can you tell us or explain our viewers in a simplified manner what happens when this kind of glitch comes, or is it possible that this glitch can come once again?
See, these are very rare phenomena because exchange is a very robust data mechanism where they have a very robust measures to take control on these things. But as an investors or traders, they can always hedge their position by taking a contra position in other exchange. Like if they buy in NSE, they can take a contra position in BSE, so that whatever price movement has been there during these time of glitches, they are saved from the adverse movement. So this is the best which can be done quickly by the traders and investors during these times.
Stay with us, Mr. Nadeem. We'll tell our viewers what happened today, what happened when in the morning NSE trading stopped. The glitch, there was a glitch. technical glitch because of which NSE trading stopped. The trading resumed after 3 hours shutdown. In the meantime, many people had actually lost a lot of money. Nifty resumed trading at around 9,727.65 points. That was trading at that time. Ironically, the markets were jumping in the morning while NSE could not resume trade. The members trading in derivatives, they were given 15 minutes window to cancel the orders. That's what happened as far as the members who were trading in derivatives was concerned. Well, traders also experienced difficulties even after trading resumed. So it was not clear, it was not good at one moment. Traders also experienced difficulties even after the trading resumed. That's what happened in the morning today. There was kind of mayhem at National Stock Exchange because BSE was working perfectly fine. However, NSE said that no external factors were responsible for trading halt. So there was no external factor responsible for this. There was no cyber attack, no external attack at all. It was all because of, we can say that there was a technical glitch in the markets. I'm again joined by my guest, Mr. Nadeem here. Mr. Nadeem, I would like to ask you, however, the market jumped. So what do you think that markets would have lost in the meantime? Do you think NSE would have jumped further had this glitch not taken place?
See, yes, there could be some more big swings which we traders can take benefit of. But overall, both the markets work in tandem. So overall, it catched up with the BSE when the trading resumed. But in this period, most of the traders lost opportunity because of the volatility which was missed during this period. So yes, some money making would have been done in that period, which the opportunity was lost.
Meanwhile, we should take our viewers what happened in the markets today. The equity benchmarks in India ended at record closing high amid technical glitch at National Stock Exchange. 30 shares Sensex was up 355 points or 1.13%. It closed at 31,715 points, while Nifty, NSE's Nifty, it rose 105 points even after the glitch, and it rose 1.09% to 9,771. But the broader markets underperformed the benchmarks. However, in Asian markets were trading mixed. However, European markets were in green. We would like to ask you, Mr. Nadeem, once again, how do you see the trade happening tomorrow and in this week? Do you see the trade getting impacted by this glitch tomorrow also or in the coming few days?
No, the things have been resolved by the exchange and again, going forward for the coming week, the things would be very positive since market has made new high and the bulls have taken control of the market since the closing has been at the peak. So I think the bullishness would continue and there are many factors which led to this bullishness today. Because of the brisk buying in the telecom and IT sector, the global cues which are very strong. We have seen the US non-farm unemployment has been at record high at 2.2 lakhs. And then again, the European factory output is at peak. So, and the FIIs have poured $23 billion in from January to June. So all these things are showing that the markets would outperform and the bullishness would continue this week.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa, so much for talking to us and getting us important details. Today, it was a big glitch that happened in NSE in the morning. Moving on and staying with the second top story of the day, Reliance Jio Infocom, the telecom arm of Reliance Industries, has said it is probing details of an alleged data breach. The company added that prima facie, the data appears to be unauthenticated. So far, there are reports that there was a data breach of Reliance Jio customers. A website, magicpk.com, has put out data of what it claimed to be that of Reliance Jio users. The website gave out details of users such as name and email IDs, mobile numbers, and circle of SIM card activation, among others. A local tech website said that Aadhaar information on the website had been replicated. It also said that it had independently verified data on the website for multiple Jio numbers, and that the data was accurate for those numbers. Jio, run by Reliance Industries, has launched last September it was launched, Reliance Jio was launched, and it has already added over 100 million subscribers. If the claims of the data breach are true, it would be a big setback for the Indian telecom entrants' aggressive push led by Reliance chairman Mukesh Ambani. Ambani is India's richest man. Through months of free and cut price deals, he has propelled Jio into nation's fastest growing wireless operator. It added 3.9 million subscribers to its network in April. I'm joined by my tech correspondent and in-house expert Sahil to talk more on this. Sahil, very good evening to you. I would like to ask you, how serious was the data breach first of all?
So what we know right now is that a lot of Reliance Jio consumer data has been posted on a website, and that website has now been taken down. And according to several users, their first names, their last names, their mobile numbers, their Aadhaar numbers have all been revealed online. It's all been posted online. Now, what we do know is that Reliance Jio has about 120 million active subscribers. So if this is authentic, if this is for real, if this data breach is real, then we're looking at one of the biggest data breaches in Indian history. Now, what we don't know is how much of the data has actually been compromised, Sumit. But what we do know is, and people are reporting this, is that their Aadhaar number was actually, posted online as well. And as you know, that Aadhaar number for a lot of Reliance Jio users, a lot of services are activated by their Aadhaar account. So this is a very serious situation, to say the least.
And Sahil, as we know, a statement came out from Reliance Jio's side also, where a probe is going on. Any kind of, we can say that conclusion in that probe, or what kind of probe is going on currently?
Well, Reliance Jio is basically saying that, this is not authentic, this data breach is not authentic, and people's data is actually very much safe. Now, this is, somewhat contradictory to what users out there who use Reliance Jio services are saying, that, this is not true, our data was in fact breached, our information has been made public. But Reliance Jio is saying that, no, this is not true, your data is safe. And for the time being, I guess we'll just have to, take their word for it. If they're saying the data hasn't been compromised, we'll have to give them the benefit of the doubt for the time being. But that being said, they're also saying that they're told law enforcement about the situation and that a probe is being undertaken as we speak, Sumit.
If we estimate, put an estimate, Sahil, how big that will be, a damaging thing for the Reliance Jio brand, or will that be, somehow damaging the brand or not? Or also tell us what kind of security features these telecoms companies have so that data breach doesn't take place. So because I'm asking you, Airtel users, Vodafone users, should they be worried or not?
Well, look, if this is authentic, we still can't confirm that, Reliance Jio is saying it's not authentic, but if this is authentic, then this is definitely not very good news, especially for people who have Aadhaar accounts, and pretty much everyone has an Aadhaar account. So this isn't good news in that sense, because everything, as we know, is when it comes to Reliance Jio users, everything is linked to Aadhaar accounts. So, and also let's remember, other mobile networks are also insisting that people give over their Aadhaar information so they can streamline the process. So this is basically bringing to the forefront what cybersecurity experts have been saying for a long time, that stringent regulations need to be put in place to protect people's Aadhaar data. So this is very serious, again, to say the least. And if this isn't taken seriously, and if this is actually authentic, then Reliance Jio's brand could, of course, get very much damaged.
All right, Sahil, thank you so much for talking to us and getting us all these important details. Now let's go to the third top story. That is also from India. India's national carrier Air India has dropped non-veg food from its menu for economy class. Yes, that's true. Travelers on its domestic flights. According to officials, the move comes as a cost-cutting measures, as the airline has been under debt burden of over rupees 52,000 crores and mounting losses. However, non-veg food will continue to be served on Air India's international routes and for business and first-class passengers on the domestic routes as well. Airline also says having only veg in the economy class will avoid mix-ups and that vegetarian meals are more in demand. But overall, we can say that it will lead to a saving of around 8 crore, just 8 crore for Air India. Air India is currently looking for suitors, and let's see who takes Air India wholly or a part of it. Let's talk about some salary of IT level CEOs. The top paid CEO of IT sector in India is Mr. C.P. Gurnani. He is CEO of Tech Mahindra. His take-home salary annual is around 150 crore. It's a whopping 150 crore rupees that he takes home annually. He is the highest paid tech CEO currently in India. His remuneration was rupees 150 crore in 2016 and 17. He is the, we can say, the CEO of Tech Mahindra. His pay rose threefold over the previous year. So his pay saw an increase of 300% over the last year. We can go further and we can talk about he's among the highest compensations earned by top executives. So he is the, we can say that the top paying CEO overall in India, but yes, the topmost when it comes to IT company CEO. But his compensation also includes rupees 147 crore from stock options, the ESOPs, which companies keep on giving, that is included. So overall in 15 and 16, a year before that, Gurnani's compensation, it stood at 45.3 crore rupees, which was very less as compared to what he receives now. But let's compare some salary to the vice chairman of Tech Mahindra, Vineet Nair. He receives a salary of 20 crore. His salary in the last financial year was 20 crore. His salary came down from 180 crore in 2015 and 16. So for him, it was a huge loss. He is Vineet Nair, the vice chairman of Tech Mahindra. Infosys CEO, the benchmark. So Infosys CEO salary, his was 43 crore in 2016 and 17. It was 1/3 of what Mr. Gurnani gets paid every year. So Infosys CEO, remember, was in line of fire in the Infosys co-founder because of the salary wars. His salary is 67% lower as compared to last year because of lower bonus. He has earned less bonus. That's why his salary was quite less. Move on and let's come to N. Chandrasekaran. He is currently the Tata Sons chairman, but he was the TCS, the largest software company CEO last year. Then his salary was a mere 30 crore rupees, a mere as compared to C.P. Gurnani. He was then TCS CEO, but now he's Tata Sons chairman. So that's why his salary would have increased. But last year, his salary was 1/5 of what Mr. Gurnani was earning. So let's come to startup space in India now. Online eyewear firm Letsgo plans to launch its initial public offer, which means it wants to get listed within next 3 years to create value and provide an exit option to existing shareholders. As the company grows, it hopes to see IPO will create more value for everybody. Letsgo expects to register 100% revenue growth at around rupees 600 crore by the end of current fiscal. The company Letsgo has till date raised around rupees 700 crore from various sources, with private equity investment TPG Global being one of the lead investors. Let's go back to some interesting data. Interesting data is about cybersecurity. A survey has put India in 23rd place among 165 nations. For more, we have prepared a graphic presentation. So India stands 23rd in terms of, we can say that cybersecurity. What are the top countries that have surpassed India? The first is Singapore, that has surpassed India. Second in US, that has surpassed India. So India, we can say that in cybersecurity survey, it ranks very below the countries like Singapore, that is first. Second is US in terms of cybersecurity. Third is Malaysia in terms of cybersecurity. Fourth is Oman. And fifth is tiny state of Estonia, that is higher when it comes to cybersecurity. India is at 23rd. So Singapore tops the survey. Second is US in terms of cybersecurity. Third is Malaysia. Fourth, Oman. And fifth is Estonia. So let's see where India stands vis-a-vis China. And so sixth is Mauritius, seventh is Australia, eighth is Georgia, eighth is France, and ninth is Canada. This is ranking in terms of cybersecurity for a nation. India is ranking at 23rd. But before India, there are many nations. 10th is Russia and 23rd is India. But yes, India surpasses China. China is 32nd when it compares to cybersecurity, when it comes to cybersecurity. Even India has surpassed Germany in terms of cybersecurity. But what countries that have surpassed India is Singapore, US, Malaysia, Russia, Estonia, a tiny state that is also much larger than India when it comes to cybersecurity. It is important in the light of ransomware attacks that happened over the last few weeks that actually destroyed a lot of companies' wealth and actually hacked a lot of systems. So India is clearly not the top when it comes to cybersecurity, but yes, it has surpassed both Germany and China. And moving forward and coming to Amazon, where Seattle headquartered Amazon has infused rupees 340 crore in its Indian subsidiary Amazon Wholesale, which focuses on retailing to business entities. The infusion from Amazon Corporate Holdings Singapore and Amazon's Malaysia, made in May, takes the total capital infused to rupees 756 crore, with a tranche of rupees 100 crore added in December 2016. The company has also appointed Shalini as director of Amazon Business.in, the platform operated by Amazon Wholesale, formerly headed by Kavish Chawla. Well, Shalini has joined Amazon India in July 2016 and is director of new initiatives at the company. Now, prior to joining Amazon India, she was CEO of Leher Foods Private Limited, owned by PepsiCo. Let's take some story from Gulf, where defiant in the face of extreme pressure from its Gulf peers, Qatar's central bank says the country has enough cash to weather isolation by powerful neighbors. Qatar Central Bank Governor Sheikh Abdullah bin Saud Al Thani was quoted as saying by US news channel that this country has a healthy reserve to weather the blockade by the Saudi-led Gulf Cooperation Council countries. Al Thani maintained that Qatar has $40 billion in reserves plus gold, while the Qatar Investment Authority has around $300 billion in reserves. Al Thani also said that his country has enough cash to bear any kind of shock. Saudi-led bloc has accused Qatar of supporting terrorism and hobnobbing with their arch-rival Iran, allegations the tiny emirate rejects vehemently. On June 5, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Egypt and other GCC countries imposed a blockade on Qatar, asking it to see and meet 13-point demands, including closure of Al Jazeera news channel. The GCC countries blame Al Jazeera of allegedly working to destabilize the region. According to reports, the channel had long angered Arab governments for presenting alternative viewpoints since its inception. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is expected in Kuwait today to help seek a resolution to the Gulf crisis. According to reports, Tillerson will meet with senior Kuwait officials to discuss the ongoing efforts to resolve the Qatar diplomatic crisis. Let's talk about GST and post-GST. We all know that cars have become cheaper. Even luxury cars have become cheaper. But what about super luxury cars? Well, they have become a lot cheaper. Let's talk about super luxury car. In India, the costliest car in the whole world is Bugatti Veyron. Well, earlier the Bugatti Veyron was costing rupees 12 crore at showroom cost. Now we can say that after GST, the prices have come down by 2.7 crore rupees. Well, that is enough to buy a fleet of good Mercedes or BMW cars, a couple of them in fact. So Bugatti Veyron, the costliest car in the whole world, which is also sold in India, the prices have come down by 2.7 crore rupees. Earlier it was 12 crore, but now the prices have come down by 2.7 crore rupees. So Bugatti Veyron, the costliest car in India and in the world, will cost 2.7 crore less than earlier. Let's move on to another car, which is Lamborghini Aventador Roadster LP704. Well, this car, or super sports car, is available in India too. Earlier, before GST, the price was 7.2 crore rupees, and after GST, the discount has been a whopping 1.5 crore rupees, which means you can buy 5 or 6 new BMW or Mercedes car if you go to buy this car after GST. Well, earlier it was rupees 7.2 crore, and now it comes with a discount of 1.5 crore. Why? Because earlier it was having big duties. Now these duties have been subsumed into goods and services tax, because of which this car has become cheaper. Now let's talk about other luxury cars. Audi, BMW and Mercedes, they all have become cheaper by around up to 10 lakh rupees. So this is clearly after GST. All cars have become cheaper, but owning luxury has become cheaper than ever. Well, this has happened after GST has been put into place in July 1st in India. Staying with the auto world, a global car recall may now spread from 1 to 2 car manufacturers to a dozen others in the US. Faulty fuel pump parts that have spurred US recalls of more than 450,000 SUVs by Volkswagen and its Porsche and Audi brands were supplied to 13 other automakers and supplier. German auto parts maker Continental told US regulators the NHTSA, which is National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in US, is now probing whether cars and parts sold by those other companies also contain defective fuel pump ranges. While Continental, which can crack and cause a fuel leak, these parts were provided by Continental. Now, providing of these parts have increased the risk of a fire. In a filing that made public last week, Continental also said it has sold potentially defective parts to automakers including General Motors, Ford Motors, Fiat Chrysler, Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, and even Tata Motors, Jaguar, Land Rover. So clearly this will include all of these car makers. Well, that's all we have in this edition of WION Wallet. For more news and updates, stay tuned to WION, and thanks for watching us.